Hello, everyone. It's Othania here, and today I'm going to talk about what end are you in? That's going to be the title of this video because you're always in an end every second, because every second that goes by is literally shifting reality right before your eyes. So that's why we say persist in what it is that you want up here. The thing is that you're just persisting in what you don't want by always constantly being aware of what it is that you don't want. So, for example, with a specific person, if you're constantly looking at their social media coming from a place of trying to see what they're doing because you don't feel like they love you enough. Because if you felt like they really loved you enough, you really wouldn't be checking their social media to see what they're doing because you already know that they love you enough. You'll be wasting your time or spending your time doing something else. So you're in the end of not being chosen by taking that action. And every second and every time you stay ruminating in your mind, and or taking actions that represent you not being chosen, like checking or having the what are we conversations or things like that, you're not going to get what you expect to reflect back because you are not the one that's being chosen. You have to carefully analyze what you're thinking at every moment because every second is an end. So that's why we say manifestation is instant, because the moment that you start dominantly telling your mind a new story is when things begin to change. There's no one to change but self. And that is why you are the only center point of your own reality. No one else is but you. It's you. So you have to analyze what you are thinking, since reality comes from here. You have to analyze what it is that you are thinking, and you have to create a story that is more favorable, and you think of that as much as possible. It's not to drive yourself crazy. It's just to, when you think about it, think about the favorable story instead of you thinking about you being the version of you that doesn't have it. So that is having thoughts of wondering, is there anyone else? Are they um third party, anyone else? Yeah, I guess that's the same thing. Or wondering how the money is gonna come in and constantly being afraid about that, or wondering thinking that someone else is better than you that deserves a promotion. You you are not being the you that knows that they have it all. You're not thinking with your confidence. You're thinking with your anxiety. You are thinking with your fear. And then you are expecting your reflection to show you something different then. And that is where you trip yourself up. So you have to be mindful of what was okay, yeah, what end are you in? I had to go back to my notes and see what I named the video. But what end are you in? Because right now you're in the end. Are you feeling like still the person that doesn't have it? Well, then you need to start cultivating and brewing inside of you what it feels like to start having that. What does it feel like for me to be in love and feel great and feel loving? What does it feel like for me to travel the world and have the best vacations? What does it feel like for me to be financially stable instead of focusing, telling yourself, you're not wealthy and things like that is just, that doesn't match a mental frame, a mental mindset of a person that has it. So you got to analyze what end are you in as much as possible, because that's going to keep perpetuating out. If you are constantly in anxiety mode or constantly, like I said, just doing things and taking actions that are not from the state of being of confidence, you are in the end of not having, which is why your reflection is not showing back to you what you actually want to have. What you need to do is do your best to drop any resentment, to release any anxiety. You want to think more favorably. and you want to do things that make you feel calm and good at the same time, with or without that thing that you feel that you need in order to feel good. And once you do that, once you master that, you have it all, because it's like all that resistance is like a pipe being clogged up. And once you clear out that pipe, the water can actually flow through and it's all good. So that's what you want to do. You have to see yourself. You are the you are the only player in your game, right? This world is like a real life virtual reality simulation. And you are the only controller. You are the only player in your game. Why would you put your player to have bad attributes? Why would you put your player to not be the best player? Don't you want to win the game? Right? So to win the game, you have to be one of the best players, right? So to be the best player, you have to create better attributes for yourself. So it's just like creating a basketball player, like if someone plays 2K or a video game or something. They're going to make sure they play all the time because their player keeps getting better. And as their player keeps getting better, they keep winning the game. They keep winning the tournaments. And next thing you know, they're MVP. And the MVP always gets treated like royalty, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to be the MVP of your own life so you could be treated like royalty. Why would you keep thinking of yourself as less than, as not a tribe? That's you putting yourself as like the wackest player of your own game. And then you wonder why you're not winning. You gotta raise it all up, feel good about yourself, and the game changes. You play with ease. You're shooting like 3 points like nobody's business, right? Because you raise your attributes for your player and now your player is the best in the game. And you stay focused by knowing and always putting yourself in the position of the one that deserves it, the one that is worth it, the one that has it all, because anything else will be against yourself, and anything else is putting you in the end of what you don't want. It's putting you in the end of rejection. It's putting you in the end of paranoia. It's putting you in the end of not being chosen, because you have not fully embodied yourself enough. But when you do choose to tip that scale, you start to put both feet in the reality of you having, because a lot of you have one foot in, one foot out, right in the middle, and you're just stuck in the middle of having it and not having it because you keep wavering and you're not fully submerged in one reality yet, and you're wondering why it's not coming yet. And then there's also some of you that's like fully submerged in a reality that you don't want to be in because you just can't, you haven't found a way yet to vision yourself with what it is that you want, but you have to. You have to, because you are the only center point of your reality. And once you do, the game changes because you're putting yourself as a more valuable person. You're putting yourself as a more valuable player. And being that everything is all connected, reality changes, people pick that up, and they respond to you differently. So I intend that this has given you a better understanding, for you to be more aware. Okay, what end am I in right now? What am I thinking about myself? What am I thinking myself about myself in connection to this situation, in connection to the circumstance? Because if every moment is an end, that means that second that just went by doesn't matter no more. That second that just went by doesn't matter no more. That one doesn't matter no more. And that's why things and people can shift so fast, because it shifts with you. It shifts with your mind. It shifts as soon as you start having doubts and you start submerging your mind more in the doubts, more than the confidence thoughts that you were having at first. So just be mindful that you're always in an end. You're in an end right now. You're in the end right now, and you'll be in an end a minute from now, 5 minutes from now. You will always be in an end depending on what you're thinking. So that's why it's just best to think best for yourself now. And you continue that, because why would you want to continue to disservice yourself and not be able to experience what it is that you want to experience while you watch everyone else live their joys out, right? So see yourself always as the winner. Remember that you're always in an end. So you're always determining what is coming next for yourself, depending on how you're thinking and feeling now. So you want to get that in order now, so that way what's to come is going to push out better for you and continue to reflect better, as long as you keep yourself with this new pace, with this new awareness. See yourself with it. Learn how to have fun with the imagination more than trying to seek evidence in a 3D world. And when you do that, you have mastered it all. And if you need help with that, I'm here. You can check out my availability below. Also, Create Your Future does have a free course, and if you're interested in that, you can check that out below as well. And you're always in an end, so always think best for yourself right now, because every now is an end. And if you keep on seeing you not having, if you keep seeing someone else with what it is that you want, then it's not going to change until you become aware enough to know that the past is only keep existing and that things that keep perpetuating the way they are now is because you keep remembering them a certain way. If you just will remember it different and you just start thinking about yourself different, everything will change. I intend that this has been extremely clear to you. I intend that this has clicked something in the mind for you. So until next time, see you.